Hi, so this is my tutorial on how to link up the EMX1 to MainStage on the Mac, and also a little bit on how to set MainStage up to work with the EMX. It's up to you though. MainStage is so customizable. This is just my way of doing it. This mainly goes out to the guy that asked the question on one of my videos about how to do this, but I thought it might be interesting for anybody else who's thinking about perhaps moving to Mac, or just generally wants to do different things with Electrolive. So I'm going to assume that you've got the same setup as I have, and that's obviously we've got the Electrolive, I've got the Mac with the software on it, I've got an audio interface, and I'm running it through the Chaos Pad right at the end, because that's just like, it's a cool piece of kit to be playing with. So the first thing that I'm going to look at is how I actually set my kit up ready to work with the Mac. Okay, so firstly we'll just look at the EMX. So just from the back here, I'm going MIDI out of the EMX into the MIDI in of my audio interface. Okay, and then the second thing that I have coming out of my Electrolive is an output. It's the mono output, and that goes to one of the inputs of my audio interface. Now the reason that I come out of the Electrolive and back into the audio interface is an important part in my setup, because I can then pick up the input in MainStage, and that's important because I use the drums straight from the Electrolive. Now of course you could just plug this one that's going back into the interface straight into a PA and mix it up that way and whatnot. But what I found is when you use the synths from MainStage, the drums get lost and nowhere near as loud as what they are when you come with the instruments from MainStage. So that this means that I can pick up the audio coming in, the drums, and bring them to a level that sort of matches the synth, so it doesn't get lost. I say this is the way that I do it. If you prefer to send the MIDI messages to a drum kit on MainStage, then this part you don't need to do this part. So right as of now, all the sound is in the audio interface and we still can't hear it. Okay, so this is out of the audio interface, this one here. Now this one could go straight to your speakers or your PA, but like I say, I'm using the Chaos Pad, so mine goes into the Chaos Pad and then out of the Chaos Pad back into some speakers, but that bit can be bypassed as well. You've got to come out of your interface into a set of speakers, and of course I've got my Firewire cable just here that's linked up into my Mac so that we can actually use the audio interface with MainStage. Choose a template, okay, and we're just going to start with a fresh one, which is this one just here. We're just going to click on that. Now hopefully you'll come up with a screen that's like this. It's just a blank screen. Okay. First thing we need to do is make sure that the core audio's picked up our audio interface, and to do that we just need to go to the preferences, which is on MainStage on this menu up here, and then you want preferences. Okay, so that pops up with the screen and we want audio MIDI. Now as you can see, this hasn't picked up my audio card just yet, so we click on that and we click on my sound card. Your sound card will obviously be different to mine. You just click yes to this, and then also the audio input you want as your sound card, and again you just click yes to that part. So now your audio card should be initialized, and that's the first step. So after we've set up the audio interface, we need to set up the patch, because right now there's nothing on the patch and it doesn't matter what you do, you won't get any sound through it, okay? So first of all we click on layout just here. This takes us to a different view. Right here it still looks black, but across the bottom there's some tools, some control panel, palette and some stuff. So first of all I'm going to grab a keyboard and just put it on here for now, okay? Now, right now we've got a keyboard but nothing's still happening. I'm just going to blow it up right now so that I can show you it a bit better, hopefully. There we go. So I can hopefully show you what's going on a bit more. Now of course, when you've got to fit 5 of these keyboards for the 5 channels that are coming from the EMX, you want to shrink them down so that they fit. But for now this will do, okay? So the next thing that we have to do is tell the computer where it's getting its signal from. So we select the device that's your audio interface, which is this one's mine, and then we can say, well, this keyboard will receive a channel from it will receive MIDI messages from every channel. So we need to say, well, actually, I only want you to receive from channel 1. Now, channel 1 is number 1 on your EMX, okay? Makes sense, 1 and 1, okay? So right now, the computer knows that it's receiving a message from the Electrolib, and it will play something, okay? So now we've done that, go back to the edit across the top just here. When you go back to edit mode, because you've added a keyboard, a channel strip automatically appears. This is your channel strip right here for this keyboard, and they link up there. That's called suitcase, that's called suitcase, okay? So when I'm on channel 1 on the Electrolib and I press something, as you can see, we've got a sound. Now it's not a great sound, however, it's a sound. Okay, one thing that you do need to do before all this really, and I totally forgot, so I should have done it before, is all the parts that you've got stored on your Electrolib, other than the drums, you need to turn them right down. Otherwise you're going to hear the sounds mixed in with this, and you don't really want that. So make sure you turn all your synth parts right the way down so that they can't be heard before you start this part. Okay, so now we're going to get a bit better of a sound than that, and you do that by the channel strip, which is right here. Okay, you click here on the top one, hold it down for a little while, you get a menu come up. Now I'm just going to choose like a preset lead synth thing. I just click classic trance, just like that. The channel strip changes. Now when I press the button, you should get a better sound. Yeah. Okay, so there is one thing, okay, the Electrolib's got all the different cut-offs and everything, okay, which you can still utilise all the knobs on that to do whatever you want it to do on MainStage. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is how to assign the knobs to different things on this.